Hi guys, and welcome to Lecture 7 of Python Programming with me, Mace. So in this lecture we're going to be studying a new chapter. And this is just going to move forward from our binary and our bitwise that we've learned. And we're going to get to know how to use the operators and the boolean we've learned. Because right now we haven't actually been looking into the shell that much. So as you can see here, we are in our first program from lecture 1. So it's just our name, the program that asks the name, and then it prints the name. So how does it actually? So what do we actually want to do? So I've got this if statement here, which is a condition. That's what we're going to be learning today, and in the rest of this chapter, we're going to be learning about conditions. So this is a condition, and a condition, what it does is it returns either true or false. It's like it checks if something is true or if it's false. And what it does is if it's true, it assesses the code in that indent, which I'll talk about, or it just skips forward. So let's say we want to check if the name, if your name is Mace. So if name equals Mace, then print, wow, your name is Mace, my name is Mace as well. So say when we do an if statement, we start with the opening parentheses, which are these, and then we type what we want to do here. So right now we want to check if name, so that's our variable name, equals, now note you can't just do equals there, because one equal sign, as we discussed earlier in assignment operators, one equal sign is assigning a value. Two equal signs is checking if the two values on either side are the same. So if name equals Mace, or, so we're using the or now, or name equals Mace. And that right there is an if statement. So if we're checking if the variable name stores the value Mace, or if the name equals Mace with the lowercase. So if either of them are true, it'll execute. So we could just put one command in, like that. But we want to check, we want to make it so that either of these cases will return what we're doing. So then we put the semicolon, and then we press enter. Now note here that the words are indented, which I talked about before. There's that indent. And when that indent comes up, you don't ignore it. You don't write whatever code you want here. You don't write that there. You've got to follow the indent. So if name equals Mace, then we can do print, oh, your name is Mace? So is mine. And that's a simple if statement. It checks if your name is Mace or lowercase Mace, and we've learned the or logical operator, and then it prints, oh, your name is Mace, so is mine. What if your name isn't Mace? What if your name is Jack? And then what it does is it looks at this if statement, and this is what I was talking about. So right now, Mace, if we typed in Mace, it could be either this or this. So what we entered, Mace with a capital or Mace with lowercase, if it was either of those, it would have done this. So if it was either of those, the if statement was true. However, if it's Jack or anything else, it is not true. It's false. If it's false, what it does is it ignores the indent. And this is where the indent becomes useful. If you do this, it will first do an error because you put the if statement. But pretend if you didn't put the if statement, it would read that. So what the indent does, 4 spaces, is it literally will only execute if the if statement above is true. Okay, so now let's assume that this if statement is false. Okay, so if this if statement is false, what we do is our next conditional, Elif. So how does Elif work? If isn't true, it sounds weird. If isn't true, then Elif, it will look at the Elif. So Elif name equals Jack. Then you wanted to print. We wanted to print. Oh, whoops. Your name is Jack. And then it does the Elif. So what actually makes if and Elif different? So what Elif does is, the code will, what Elif does is, it's literally, let's put an else net there, just so we can understand it better. So else, I'll talk about what else is. Print your name is not Mace or Jack. Okay, so what this is doing is, you have the if statement. If that is false, then it will look at the Elif. If that is false, it will look at the else, which means it will never go to the else, and it will never go to the Elif. It will never read that, unless that never happened. So, say we did, we got rid of this or, and we made it just Mace. Elif name equals Mace with a lowercase. Oh, your name is Mace. Wait, let's make this a lowercase as well. Even though both of these are the same, this one will not execute because of this. It will execute, but it's an Elif. So and then we have our else. Actually, I forgot all about it. So how does our else work? Okay, pardon me. So the else, it will do else only if these and this isn't true. So if neither of them are true, if it's not Mace, let's get rid of this. And let's make that lowercase because we changed the above two cases. And then otherwise, it's just going to print your name is not Mace. Yeah? So that's, and the one thing you got to note with else is that you can't do this. Else name. Oh, whoops. So let me just get rid of that. Oh yeah. Else name. So this is another operator, not equal to, which we'll go through in the next lecture. Else name not equal to Mace. Oh, whoops. That won't work. With else, you can't actually put the parentheses. You can't put that in because it's else. If everything else doesn't work, it goes to this. This is the last resort. So those are your three conditional, the conditions that we're going to be learning: if, elif, and else. And the one thing to take out of this is that all of them return a Boolean value, true or false. And if it's false, it's just going to go on to the next one. If it's true, your name is Mace, so is mine, and it's gonna do that. Now, what you've been looking for, let's run this. Source must be saved. Oh, I've got to save it. Conditions, let 7, and save. And what is your name? My name is Mace. Hi Mace, your name is not Mace. Because, you know, we put the lowercase in. So let's actually rerun that. Oh, invalid syntax. Oh, whoops, I put a 5 in. Why did I put that in? What is your name? Well, my name is... Let's just... Oh, whoops. What have I done? Okay, there we go. And we just want to do this so we can see the code as well. What is your name? My name is... Mace. With a lowercase, of course. Hi, Mace. Oh, your name is Mace, so is mine. So what it's doing is, if we go to this if statement, it's true. It's Mace. So, it's only printing, oh, your name is Mace, so is mine. It's not printing, oh, your name is Mace afterwards. Even though both these statements have been met, the if was before the elif. So what elif literally does, it will only run if the above was, if the above was false. So it stopped there. Now let's do something a little bit different. Let's get rid of our elif and go to our else. So just an else. It's either Mace or not Mace. So let's go F5, enter. What is your name? Mace. Okay, lowercase. Hi, Mace. Oh, your name is Mace. So is mine. So it just does the if statement, not the else, okay? So what Elif does is, unlike else, it saves time by not going over it if the above is true. So Elif is only used if you want to save time in memory. So I think that wraps it up for this relatively short lecture on conditions. So in the next lecture, we're probably going to be going over the certain conditions, and we'll see you in the next the things you can do in conditions, and we'll see you in the next lecture.